Hi everyone, it's Lynn here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this lovely little pumpkin lollipop holder, just in time for Halloween. Some of you may remember I actually made one of these last year. I'd spotted it on Pinterest the year before, but it was the end of November time, so it was well past Halloween. I carried it in my head, and then last October I had a go at making one. It's not exactly the same as the one that I spotted. I stupidly didn't save it. So this is my take on that photograph that I spotted. So I'm sorry I can't credit the person whose idea it was. It's very, very simple to make, and you don't need many supplies. So I'll just put those to one side. What you're going to need is a piece of A4 orange card. It can be any card. You need quite a thickish one. Just the thin ones won't be as substantial. So a piece of A4 card, and I've got these two dies here, and all as I did was eyeballed an equal surround. Now I feel my centre die could have been a bit smaller, but it was either this one or a tiny one. So if I just measure, so that's going to be, actually I'll take them off there to measure them. It'll be much easier, won't it? Then I get the inside edge. Okay, so we are looking at just over 2.5, well actually 2 3/4 on the outside one, and the inside one is just under 1.5, so what's that, 1 3/8. You don't have to use dies. If you've got punches, you can use punches. You can draw around something. You just need to make a donut. Okay, so you need to do this 8 times. And then when you've got your 8 donuts, I took the Lavinia background script because I wanted a tight together font. You can use some of the others. I did try with some of the fairy verses, but they were just that bit wide spacing, so I found this one to be the best one for me. But you just use whichever script stamp you've got. I didn't necessarily want the hearts, so I looked and I spotted that bit there, and I thought, oh well, if I go there I won't get that many hearts. So what I did was I just popped it on here and messed about like this until I got it where I wanted it. When I was happy, I just drew a pencil line at the top and bottom just to give me a guide of where to place each one. Then I got some VersaFine Claire in the summertime, because we're going for tone on tone. Just ink up pop it over, just let that ink sink in. Okay, then just lift that off. So there you can see we've got the script. So do that on all 8 of your donuts. And then I took the VersaFine Claire Acorn. Now I did try with the summertime, but I just found it didn't give me that that dark enough definition that I was after. So I'm just using this little sponge, and I'm just going to go round the edge just to distress it and give it a bit of colour. You don't have to use one of these stick sponge doodahs that I'm using. You can use a smoothie, blending brushes. You can even take the pad to the card. So don't worry if you come in further in some places than others. It doesn't matter, you're just looking for that bit of colour and a bit of definition. Okay, so again, you will do that on all 8. And then I put my script so it was coming this way, and then very gently just start to ease those fibres and fold it in half. And then just give them a burnish. Okay, so you're going to do all 8 in exactly the same way. Then you want to make sure your script is the right way up, and then using a fast grab glue. I'm using the Bippity Boppity because it does grab really quickly, and you don't need much. Don't be putting loads on because it'll just smear out. And all I'm going to do is stick those together. Give it a good press. You want to make sure that this is as straight as you can get it. I mean, we've die cut by eye, so you know they're not all going to be the same, but it doesn't matter. Just try and get these as straight as you can. So I've skipped ahead and I've already glued 6 of them together. Make sure I'm the right way up. You just carry on until you've glued them all together. Where's my script? That way. Doesn't matter if you get one upside down, it just looks better if you don't. So just try and keep them as straight as you can. Give it a good squeeze. Ideally you need to sort of put it to the side to dry, but I haven't got the time to do that on video. Okay, so you can see how it comes together. Now this stick on your lollipop, this is just a Chupa Chup in orange. This stick, if I pull that down a bit, I don't know if you can see, was white, and I didn't want white, so I coloured it. Let me do it on this one because I think this one's a bit, yeah. You can see it was white. The reason it's coloured in is because I've already filmed the video once and somebody knocked at the door, so I had to go down and see to that. So you'll colour that in, and I would suggest doing this first because you need to allow time for that ink to dry. You can use any pen. This happens to be a metallic one. No idea where I got it from, it was just in my drawer. You can use a Sharpie. You can paint it, you could wrap washi tape around it, you could wrap a piece of card around it. It's up to you, but I didn't just want the white stick, I wanted the green one. So I find it easier to hold it like this with just these two free. And we're just going to put some glue on. I'm going to put quite a bit at the top there on this one, and I'm just going to put a little bit on here just for a little bit of extra grab. And then take your lollipop, and what you want to do is you want to line it up with the bottom of your lollipop with the bottom of your donuts, that hole there. And then we're just going to bring this up and around. Just try and get it in the middle. And then really squeeze that together. It is worth taking your time to make sure you get that adhesion. See, it's not quite there. And then fan these out, and you will find that it stands up. It will stand up, you just have to fiff and faff with these. Once you get them in place, there we go. I think my stick's a bit thick. The ones I had last year were a lot thinner, and they fit perfectly in the centre there. These ones don't seem to fit as well. So we can slide it over a bit. There we go. Just really squeeze there because you really want it to stick. Okay. So I'll just put that to one side. And then I took a little piece of card and I took the Red Leaves Fall as Silence Calls Goodbye Autumn Hello Winter stamp, because I thought, well, it's got fall on there, it's got autumn, it's got hello. So I've done one with fall on, I've done one with hello autumn, I've done one with just autumn on. It's up to you what you do. So I just placed it on there, making sure it was going to go on that card. Make sure that's still going to go over there. Yep. So I'll just hold that. Is that going to be big enough to fit in? On there, maybe cut the card a bit small. Good. We'll just go with this one. Okay, and what I wanted to show you is if we just want one word out of a stamp. I know some people try and just ink up the word that they want and then they wipe away what they don't want. But what I always find with that is I always end up getting a shadow of the letters either side or just above. So if you just take a bit of washi tape, a bit of stencil tape, and just mask off around that one word you want, it just makes it that bit easier. So just mask off. So I've isolated that one word, and then using the Acorn VersaFine Clair, I'm just going to ink that up. Now don't worry if you get the ink all over the rest of the stamp, that doesn't matter. And then very gently just remove this. And you'll see I've just got that one word inked up. I know I've got ink either side, but that really doesn't matter. So pop it down, give it some pressure, let that ink transfer. And as you can see, it's isolated hello. It doesn't matter about that because we're cutting it away. But what the tape did, it bought us some space either side here so that we don't get the shadow of the other letters. So all as I did then was cut round this. I went quite close. You can do it on your trimmer if you want to, if you're not confident with the scissors. But it is handmade, so a little bit of wonkiness never goes amiss, does it? There we go. So I've got my hello. And then using the little bit of ink that's left on your sponge, just very gently, just take that harshness off and just go round the edge. Okay, so there's my hello. Already done the autumn. So just put those to one side. And then all as I've done here is I have cut 2 pieces of green card. They're not even straight, it really doesn't matter, but it's the width of A4, so it's about 8 3/4. And then I just ran it along my bone folder very gently, just to start to bend those fibres, just so you don't get any creases. And then I took a paintbrush. You can take a pencil, a pen, as long as it's round all the way around. Don't use one of the hexagonal pencils because then you'll get lines in your card. All I'm going to do is twist this around. Okay. Give it a bit of a squeeze. The heat of your hand will be enough to just put that bend in, and then just give it a little tug. I've got a crease in that one, but never mind. Nothing in nature is perfect, is it? I hope I'm on camera there. I'm sorry. I'm using a new video setup today and I'm not au fait with where my boundaries are, so I do hope that was on camera. Make sure this one is. Just have a glance. Yeah. Okay. So wind it tightly. Just give it a squeeze. And then just give it a gentle pull to open it up. Then bring in your little pumpkin. Decide which way you like it the best. And where's my glue dots gone? Just bear with me one moment. I've lost my, just had them. Let's see if they're in. Oh, they're here. They're right next to me. I can hear you all shouting at me. They're right next to you. Okay. So what I did was just stick these on here, and then I just stuck it here. I think I did it as a bit of a jaunty angle. And put it straight if you want. And then I just pop the hello above it. And then I just aimed for the centre of these little tendrils. Oh, did not pick my glue dot up. There we go. And I just popped that on there. And then got the other one. Just guesstimate the middle. I think we get hung up on everything having to be absolutely perfect. I'm so guilty of that, and I'm trying so hard to get out of that habit. There we go. And there you have your little pumpkin. Great for table favours, grandkids, nieces, nephews. It's just something, isn't it? It's just a little bit of fun. Now, remember those orange circles? Well, I thought it was a shame to waste them. So using the same principle, I just folded them all in half. I think there's 9 on here. And then I glued them all together and then just glued the 2 end ones flat on there. And I thought, you know, make nice little gift cards, or you could glue those 2 pieces together. I wonder if I can get that off. There we go. You could glue these together. There we go. And you could have a little loop here and just have a couple of them hanging. Obviously I think you probably need a bit bigger, but it's just things you can do with them. So you can either glue it together like that to make a full circle, or you can do what I did there. Bit of glue. Whoops. I think I've got quite the right bit, but just to show you what I did. The wrong bit, isn't it? Where's the bit? That bit. There we go. That's better. Press it down. Obviously give yours time to dry. You can add a little 3D element to your cards, or just have little gift tags, attach it to a bar of chocolate or something, and it was just so as not to waste them. So I hope you'll give it a go. It is quite fun to make. They are easy. You get a production line going, and it's lots of fun. Okay, happy Halloween. Bye.